Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Away Day Show. I'm not alone this time. It is a multiple person podcast. Yeah. Nathan's back. It's the midweek show. And it's episode 99. I just said that to you just up there. There we are, so right close to episode 100. Then a change of set. No, I'm joking. I'm not got that so much.
We'll get,
maybe soon we might change something up. But episode 99 and a big one at that. We had some big talking points. Big games, but as I said, not much delivered in terms of the other European leagues on the weekend. Dortmund, Bayern in there. Juventus not scoring. We're going to talk about them not scoring. I think the biggest part of this podcast can be our power rankings. Again, our rehashing of the power rankings.
That was tough. I don't know how you found that.
I've got some big names just shuffling around considering, I think we did it in the third week of the year or something like that. So
yeah, we did
10 weeks.
And that was like kind of based on last season.
Yeah. Now it's when the season, we've started it.
Purely this season.
Some
one particular giant is maybe not there.
Yeah, so you as well. So there's a lot to be excited about. Let's start at the top with what's supposed to be the best game of the weekend. Didn't really turn out to be that incredible. It was Dortmund 1, Bayern 1. I guess if you're going off form, this is what you would expect because Dortmund just don't lose at home. Best ranked team at home in the Bundesliga. And Bayern don't seem to be losing at all. So it's sort of meant to be a draw in many regards. Bayern are getting to one of the goals of the season.
He's going to be the next £100 million winger in terms of English tax, if we're talking about. So.
Think about him for the next major tournament with Thomas Tuchel, with German bias maybe.
Could be. The way he's playing, Jesus, he deserves a call up.
It was fantastic in this game. He got that first goal, the equaliser late by Jamal Musiala, set up by my man Michael Elise yet again. An interesting one, 67% possession to Bayern. They had the 1.55 XG. They probably had the better chances, but it just didn't feel like they had the ability to break down Dortmund in this game here. I don't know about you, but it looked like Dortmund just came there wanting a result.
Just get out. Yeah. I thought Bayern completely dominated the game. They just couldn't score. I thought Kobel made some really good saves. I think there was one with Muller where Musiala probably should have shot, pass it, and then Kobel made a good save. But yeah, obviously Dortmund, first half, getting the lead, and then they're still 1-0 up, and Sabitzer has that big chance.
Oh, massive chance.
And he scores that, and it's probably done.
I think that was about the hour mark as well.
Yeah,
it's like
he's got to score that. 1-on-1 with Neuer. Kim and Upamecano got called out again.
After I hyped up Upamecano last week.
After we hyped them up. But I think Bayern, you just take the point away at Dortmund. They're the best home team in the league.
It is number one ranked team.
Number one team in the league in terms of home form. Away form would be probably along with Bochum and
probably last.
Holstein, around there. So I thought Bayern was still a good performance. They just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Just one of those games. So
it's funny because Kane goes off early with that injury. Muller goes in. Interesting choice for Muller to go down the middle. I know he's the veteran.
Interesting choice to start Tell as well.
That's your guy.
Out of nowhere.
And that's the thing, he hasn't really been chosen by company. It looks like Elise has sort of been faded out despite his, I thought, an incredible start to the year.
Yeah, Sane's...
So, is Sane getting played
winger,
just...
Yeah,
he knows ball.
I said
best mates.
20 episodes ago, 25 episodes ago, the guy's 9 to 10th.
Just there.
He's just there.
He's top 10.
I don't know why he's playing over Elise. He was all right on the weekend.
But is this because United and other clubs are at the door? Is that why they're
to try and up his value?
Either to keep him or to up the value?
I mean, it's kind of stupid, isn't it? Because you got a guy in Elise there
that was their signing in the summer.
Look at some of his performances. I think was it Bremen? Where he it was 5-0. He fucking killed them.
Yeah. And
there've been some other games like free kicks and stuff. He's absolutely nailed. So it's weird how he's been just kind of moved to the bench for Sane. A very stupid, weird decision. But I guess it hasn't costed them yet.
They're still yet to lose.
I still don't get why. I mean, in terms of Champions League, they're not doing great. So
no.
I don't get
talk about
why,
Champions League at the end of the episode.
Yeah, I don't really get why he's not getting...
and they're totally different players. Because Elise came on and almost played... Again, he came on for Kim, I think, so he just got put up top. But he sort of roamed around just the 10.
Yeah.
Him and Muzi, that was incredible. But when he came on, maybe I'm very, very one. I love Elise. I'm very, very biased. But I saw him come on. He just picked up spots everywhere. And that goal, the ball gets recycled to him. That cross...
yes. Sane's got a hell of a left foot on him, but he's not whipping that ball.
He's not whipping that. He's a pace direct winger. Elise has got a little bit more trickery, sort of early 2000s about him. He can cross the ball in a little bit more. So maybe company just wants that bar line winger. I don't know. But when you've got Elise, I didn't.
Kane plays so much better with Elise next to him, though.
Yes.
And that's what you got to... Like, this guy he's top goal scorer in the league. He's one of the top assisters.
Yeah.
You got to put players around him that he plays well with.
Yeah.
And Elise is the obvious fit.
Yeah.
And has been since the very start of this year. But there's just something about Sane that company sees and Tuchel saw and,
yes.
you know, so... Because he
and
keeps
you saw
playing.
as well. So
apparently, yeah. No, that was just due to there's no other right wingers at the time. But doing it now, right wingers would be...
We've got about 25.
That's the one where, like, every time I come in, I'm like, how the hell am I going to do top 10 right wingers? Because there's some good ones.
Arguably the best 5 players in the world are right wingers at the moment.
Pretty much, yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting one because Jamal was the other scores the header. I think he was fantastic in this game here as well.
He was brilliant.
Got his stats down, 6 goals and an assist so far this season in the 10 games. Could have scored a goal earlier where he just skipped past 2 defenders and drilled that ball low and Kobe was down to it. But it looked, I think the commentator said it in the game we were watching it back. He was, like the commentator said, he's bound to score in this game here. And what happens, he goes and scores later on. But the fact that Musiala's heading the ball in the back of the net, you have to give props to the ball into the box. That's what I picked up.
Hell of a ball. He just has to direct it, doesn't he?
Yeah, just flick it on and find the back of the net.
Yeah.
Kobe man of the match?
He was bloody good, wasn't he? I'm glad I mentioned him last week, to be fair.
It's a good shout early on, yeah.
But, like it's a just where Dortmund are at the minute, it's a point they have to take considering how dominant Bayern were.
Absolutely. It keeps them, I guess, around the place. Do we think it's going to be any sort of title race this year in the Bundesliga?
I mean, Leverkusen, I still think are hanging around. I mean, they beat Bayern in the Pokal overnight.
Yeah, overnight.
I know Neuer did a... Neuer did, I don't even know.
Neuer did a Neuer.
Neuer did a Neuer. But yeah, I think that psychologically is a big win for them.
Yeah.
To go there and, I know 10 men, but still to get that win. I think they're still hanging around. Frankfurt, it's just such an unknown because they haven't been in this position.
Mm-hmm.
And then Leipzig will get on to fall of grace in 2 weeks. How many goals they conceded in the league in the last 2 weeks? 9? How many was against Hoffenheim?
They have conceded 9. What are they conceded now? They've conceded 10 goals in the last 3 games.
Yeah. 3 against Hoffenheim, 5
and
against...
14 in the league after being like not conceded for the first 5 weeks. I'm pretty sure, something like that.
They had like one of the best defenses in Europe.
Yeah.
They're like second maybe to Juve because Juve don't lose, they don't score, and they don't concede.
We're going to them as well. That's another whole grunk I've got for the weekend. But yeah, because I look at the league now, and despite how exciting it can be on day to day and game to game,
the actual position of...
I can't see the gap being closed. I can't see enough teams beating Bayern. So for Leverkusen, it's similar to Real, who we'll probably touch on them again next week, but it can't possibly get any worse, it feels like, in terms of their performances.
Yeah, no.
And they're still in around I think they've only got 2 losses this season.
If Real win both their games in hand, they're above Barca.
And
we've been slating them.
Exactly. And if Leverkusen go and beat Bayern in the 2, they've got 2 more league games.
Yeah, they haven't played them yet.
Yeah, they go and beat them in those 2 league games, then the gap's basically nothing.
Yeah, so it can turn around quick, but
you're right. That's probably the only team, right, that can push Bayern.
You would only think that Leverkusen, but even then, I mean, like what you said, can you see Bayern losing?
That's the problem. I can't see Bayern losing
3-4 games in the Bundesliga this year.
No,
you know,
interesting.
It's a weird one, isn't it?
Because I find them an entertaining league to watch, but this year I'm already sort of fading away from it because
it
sort of feels like it's over.
The Serie A is what the Bundesliga was last year.
Yeah, exactly.
In terms of like the top 4 battle and stuff.
The top 15 battle.
Top
sort of
15,
like every team is like so congested top there. You sort of touched on, let's go on it now. Wolfsburg absolutely battered Leipzig. And I guess there's 2 storylines here, one of Leipzig, one of Wolfsburg, who's going to turn it around. I think I had them as my surprise package.
I think one of us did.
Or one of us did. I think you might have had them. So
maybe it was. Yeah,
it's so long ago.
Maybe it was you actually. I think
we probably should do a mid-season look back in our predictions.
See how we're
going.
We should do that. Yeah.
I think we actually called them all right, but Wolfsburg are shining. Leipzig are not. First 4 minutes, Amura found the back of the net in the 4th minute, and then literally from the kickoff, they added a second goal. Thomas, who set up the first goal with his back heel, then scored in the 5th minute after a wicked deflection to take it past Golashi. Amura added his second and to make it 3-0 in 16 minutes after beating Golashi at his near post nutmegging. I'm just like, not sure about that either.
Yeah.
Wolfsburg at 4-0 in the 64th minute. Mailer, his header. He headed a header, flicked the header on at the back post, make it 4-0. Willie Orban got a goal back, but then 5-0 Behrens in the late stage of the game there.
Good goal, that one. Yeah.
Great build-up play. Arnold was born behind, a split part of the back line was fantastic, but ended up being 5-1 to Wolfsburg. Leipzig's week of hell because they conceded a truckload in Champions League.
The shortest title charge in football history, I reckon.
Or a title charge.
Or a title charge. 9 goals conceded to Hoffenheim and Wolfsburg. Jesus.
So I've got the stats here now. So Wolfsburg, for them, 6 games unbeaten in all competitions. They're doing fantastically well.
I didn't realize I was doing that well.
3 wins in a row. They go going to 8, 3 points behind the top 4 now. So they're there, and they're worried.
What did we just say about the Bundesliga not being?
Maybe the top 4 race can do. Maybe the top 4 race can do it for us. Yeah. But for Leipzig, this is where the crisis is. Not 1 in 7 games. 10 goals conceded in the last 3 games. That includes that Champions League tie in there as well, and 14 goals conceding the league after that incredible start where they just didn't concede at all.
Yeah.
It's all turned a little bit sour.
Miles off it. Even in the Champions League, have they won? They
haven't won yet.
No, so they're out.
Yeah, they're done.
Already. It's turned quite depressing really quickly, to be honest. It's majorly disappointing considering the forward players that they have, how good they looked at the start of the season defensively, and then to just capitulate to 2 Bundesliga sides that you wouldn't have in the top 7, top 8,
mid-table clubs.
Mid-table clubs, max, yeah. Especially Hoffenheim. I think me and you I think we had them around 7th, but at the time Bayer was still there, and they actually did all right last year. I think they finished around sort of 7th or 8th last year. But this year they're near the bottom.
They're having a tough year.
They're having a real tough year. And then Wolfsburg, start of the season they struggled. Okay, the last few games have been good, but to concede 5
goals
at home,
3 in the first 15 minutes.
3 in the first 15, that's. They didn't look like scoring in the first half.
Nope.
I don't remember a chance they had. So, it's a huge disappointment. Huge.
The manager's got to cop a bit of blame here, though.
Is he under pressure?
I think you have to be under pressure because
Champions League's got that's shocking.
Because they're a team I think I've said it in the past. They're a team in the Champions League. You can almost bank on them making around in 16. And I know now it's a different format, so it's probably harder for the Leipzigs of the world to make it into that round of 16. But they're a team you normally see in the knockout rounds.
At least the middle.
Yeah. Well, make the middle pack. They're sitting near Slovan Bratislava, at the bottom of the table.
They've probably been the worst team in the Champions League this year.
It's underwhelming.
In terms of performances, with what they've got.
Yeah. And that's the thing, the talent's there. And I think you mentioned it 2 weeks ago, was it? Xavi Simons missing is a big miss. But again, he's not a permanent player. He's going to leave next year. I think we can bank on that.
Even before the injury, he was
limited.
So quiet.
Is that because of the system maybe not working now?
Maybe, yeah.
Because you said it at the start of the year, the attacking style of football, it's not there anymore. It was a defensive-orientated system. And then we're like, well, how long does the defensive system last? Obviously not very long because it's all capitulated now.
It took about 15 minutes.
Yeah, and it's all falling apart. So that's the problem now. And this is, with these type of teams, you need to be very sure of your identity. And if it's going to be defense, you have to make sure you are rock solid. You can't be having Golashi being nutmegged at his near post.
Yeah, no.
You can't be having these mistakes off the kickoff, conceding tough kickoff. And it just didn't look likely.
It wasn't like Wolfsburg were insane. The
last goal was the only good goal.
It was so easy. That third goal, I think that they just kind of played it around near the ball. It was so easy to score. Yeah. That was a nutmeg. He just dribbled past him and it was so easy. So, I mean, Wolfsburg didn't even have to be great and they battered them in 15 minutes. Yeah. So it's worrying. I don't know what their sort of next couple of fixtures are like, but
have a look.
I think you might have said a few weeks ago they haven't played anyone.
I was worried with that.
I think you said they played Leverkusen away, which they got the big win there. Mm-hmm. But I don't think they've played Dortmund. I don't think they've played Bayern. Frankfurt, I don't think they've played. So
I tell you what, next game on Saturday, massive away game at Holstein Kiel. It has to be a win, and you have to make a statement. I feel like.
And Holstein, they show up against the big team, excluding Bayern.
yeah.
Excluding Bayern.
Yeah.
Leipzig. Leverkusen, they turned up.
Yep.
And they got a point from that, didn't they? 2-2.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And they draw to Dortmund. I just lost to Dortmund. I thought they've played Dortmund already.
Ooh, maybe they just lost.
But they are being
they've
been competitive.
Lose.
Yeah.
And when you're in a slump like this, that is the worst team you could face. With nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You'd rather if you were Leipzig, you would want to face Bayern.
Yeah.
Over Holstein right now.
Then they've got Eintracht at home after that.
Jesus.
And then Bayern away.
If they don't beat Holstein, hell, they'll be below fucking.
That would be a table.
They'll be below Holstein.
Wait, see, they are sitting fourth still, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, but they were pretty comfortably second, I swear. Like 2 weeks ago,
we had them in a title charge a few weeks ago. Now they're fourth, 9 points off the top.
It's literally Tottenham's title charge.
It is, yeah. War a month for Tottenham.
War October.
If they get only 1 point in the next 3 games, so they're going to draw somehow to Holstein Kiel. I can see them dropping into like 9th.
So Frankfurt and Bayern, what's home, what's away?
Home against Frankfurt, away to Bayern. Yeah. You're not winning the Allianz.
Because Marmouche is going to cook.
And Marmouche is cooking.
Yeah.
So we're not going to talk about him in this episode, but he was fantastic on the weekend as well.
Another good win for Frankfurt. Like you said last week, they're just going to keep the pressure on Bayern. Yeah. Keep them on their toes.
It's going to be like an arm's length sort of thing. Like Stuttgart last year to Leverkusen.
But never really fully convincingly challenged, I think.
Yes. But Warrings, they have to win next week now. That is the biggest must win.
That's like the El Sacico of just Leipzig, maybe even Holstein as well, because they're, they need a manager change.
You haven't looked much in the Holstein Kiel. They did get beaten by Pauli on the weekend, so that's probably not a good sign either. They literally do have nothing to lose. Like, you lose to St. Pauli, that's rock bottom.
Yeah, that is rock bottom.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you weren't already there.
If they lost to Bochum, then that would have been like the absolute, like...
Poor Bochum. Bochum are just... Poor Bochum.
The only good thing about Bochum was they beat Bayern last year, but that's it. That's the only thing I remember from Bochum. I think they beat them like 4-1. And we were like, ooh, Bochum.
And that was one of those Bayern moments where you look back and think, what the hell was happening there?
What was going on with that team?
Let's leave the Bundesliga there. But interesting stuff to come in the next few weeks to follow in that league.
Yeah.
And we'll move to Spain. And move to a team that I've been critical on. And let's go Madrid now. After beating Valladolid, it is Valladolid, I know, 5-0. Yeah. They do go, I think it is now, because last night's game for Barcelona, they're 5 points out Barca. Yeah. If they win their game in hand, 2 points on Barcelona. Looking very close to Real as well. 7-game win streak now, 11 goals in the last 2 games for them. Only 1 loss this season.
That's mental.
So the stats starting to show up. And this game was a long lay, get the first. Then it was Julian Alvarez, followed by De Paul. Griezmann with a great goal. It was a fantastic build-up for that one.
That turn.
There was spin and turn.
Yeah.
Probably my goal of the weekend.
That was the Griezmann.
That was special.
That was him.
And then Sorloth finished it off after a cross across the box from Correa. I look at some of the stats as well. Griezmann, 5 goals, 4 assists. So getting those numbers in again. Alvarez, 5 goals and 10 starts.
He's starting to get there now.
Is it
which is good.
Is it a 3-way title fight now? Is it just?
The way I see Atletico at the moment from this game is you can look at it from 2 different directions. You can look at like one direction, how like good did they play? Like the 1-2s, the attacking football, the talent they have, this is how they should be playing.
Yeah.
But then there's a part of me that just can't help but think of the other side, which is how many times have they been in this position and they go back to the Simeone just defensive Chicago, not even the Bulls, the Pistons of the 90s, like just the bad boys, and just play like absolute like shit, garbage football and lose to, Lagana's 1-0 at home. Yeah.
They've got that in their bag, don't they? They've definitely got one of those in their bag.
As good as they were, I need to see more, I think.
And it's like every week I do the Champions League predictions, I'm like looking at them, I'm like, I can see them just drawing or losing a game here. Yeah. But this season, they seem to be getting those wins. That's the thing. It's similar to a Chelsea in the Premier League where you're like, do I trust it? No. Yeah. But on paper, it makes a whole lot of sense to back them in. They were
insane on the weekend. Some of the football they played was ridiculous.
The one touch, like you said, the one touch play, that goal, Griezmann's goal, it was one touch, then into Alvarez, one touch into Griezmann, turn, goal. And it was like bing, bang, bosh, back.
Is it Simeone, the striker there?
Yes.
I think he might have to start off for Sorloth. He just adds energy,
different.
and him and Alvarez as a two
works.
just work better with Griezmann.
I tell you what, Correa off the bench as well is putting up some incredible numbers.
They have such a talented team, man.
Yeah.
That forward line it's up there with one of the most talented in Europe. It has to be.
And there's just a sheer number of them. They've got like 6
they've
players.
Got 6 of them. Like Sorloth was second, third in the league at top goal scorer last year.
He was.
Griezmann is Griezmann. He's been unbelievable for a decade.
Yeah.
Alvarez is 85 million and won a World Cup, won every trophy possible.
Yep, we done it.
Like, you got a good player in Simeone, Correa off the bench. Like, that's a good, tough attacking line, but they're so annoyingly inconsistent. Yeah, it's infuriating.
You know they've got a bad one in there.
That's the thing. That's exactly what you said. They have a bad one in there.
Let's look at their fixtures coming up.
They have a bad one in there.
There's one game, which is crazy. I know they've literally drawn a shit ton of games, but like, you're like, can I trust it? Them and Chelsea right now, I think they're the prime examples. Can we trust this?
Yeah.
I think Napoli have been convinced about. Is this
sustainable or is this just a month of good football?
Like, so we've got Copa del Rey coming out the night of this podcast on the Thursday night. Sevilla at home on the weekend. That should be a win. Slovan Bratislava in the Champions, they can secure qualification, I think, with that one there. Yeah. Getafe and then away to Barca.
So that's the
big test. It's 26.
Maybe Getafe and Sevilla's the test because they're the ones that they always seem to drop.
Or Osasuna at home following Barcelona. Like, can you bounce back if you lose to Barca or something like that?
We'll know after the next
By Christmas.
We'll know by the new year if they're legit or not.
And that's the thing, because again, trying to analyse them, because I can't watch every Atletico Madrid game, but again, looking at the Champions League predictions, I try and see what their shape is. They constantly changing back 5, 4, 3. Like, you don't really know who's going to play and where's going to play. I think the consistent two have been De Paul and Gallagher. I've been really impressed. I think Gallagher, this move has been fantastic for him.
Been good. So was De Paul, to be fair. They've been
they were both pivotal in this game as well, driving the ball forward, their carrying ability.
That De Paul goal was insane. The 1-2 and then
such a great late run as well. That's what you think of when you think of De Paul.
That's how they should be playing.
But we can't say it enough.
But we don't. That's the thing. Like, we want to trust them. And we want this to be bad to be a 3-horse race. It can easily be a 3-horse race because Simeone, he's won the league over a lot. Like, this Barca team's insane. He beats it up. He beats it up. He beat Messi. He beat these guys to a title, so they can do it. But it's just infuriating, like, how inconsistent they are. They just can't back it up month after month. They can't do it.
It's just so hard to read Simeone sometimes.
So we'll know. We'll know in the next month.
We'll know in the next month, 100%.
So, and if they lose, we'll be on.
I'll be on your ass so quickly, Simeone.
We'll be on.
You motherfucker. Speaking of that, I know who'll be on their asses is the Barca fans. Again, this is really bad timing considering I made this list on Monday.
Yeah, and they've walloped Mallorca.
And that's and the next segment.
The next segment.
So just take this in mind. This was set up for Monday, recorded on Wednesday, released on Thursday. So that's the rundown.
We're going to record on Tuesday.
Yeah. But things happened. And it releases on a Thursday, which makes it even worse because other things happened. But Barca lost again on the weekend against Las Palmas. I tell you what, they were pretty good. Silerson, man of the match in this game here. Save after save. Looking at multiple chances in the final third, especially in the first half. Rafinha was everywhere. They opened the scoring on Las Palmas in the 49th minute. Great one-touch play from the goalkeeper to, I think it was Sandro in the end. He scored the goal. It went keeper to left back to centre back to the midfielder to the number 10 out to the flank.
Hell of a finish, Jesus.
And then Sandro the finish. And then the thing I spotted out there, Gerard Martin. I'm going to be on this guy's back a lot, but he comes on for Alex Balde in the 35th minute. Yeah. Then gets caught out of position for this goal because there was a massive gaping hole at left back. And that's the only point. I think Hansi Flick came out post-game and said this. They're very young. I think their average age is 23 in this game here. That was a mistake of someone that, I don't know how you can get caught out of position from a goal kick or like a recycled ball out to the back. But there was a massive gap. Sandro in behind. It's a great run and then great finish to make it 1-0. Rafinha was obviously pissed because he literally produced one of the rockets of the weekend.
Went so quick.
Zing, bottom corner in the 61st minute. And that was just pure individual brilliance from him to find that goal there. And I thought, okay, they might go on here and win this game. Ferran Torres, a big chance just after that. Another good save from Silerson just after the hour mark. But then out of nowhere, Fabio Silva, I thought he was dead as well. I don't know where he's been. That career's fallen down the drain.
I thought bro was at Olympiacos or Rangers or...
He has been at both those guys. I'm pretty sure he's been loaned out.
Yeah, I thought he was still there. Of course, he's at...
I'm about to say...
There. Is he there with Ollie McBurney?
What
is their
Fabio
front
Silva.
line? It's got to be the most dangerous in Europe. Got to be. McBurney, Silva, Sandro front three.
The makeup. The makeup front three there.
God.
But he produced another great finish from La Liga as well. That ball into him was ridiculous. Javi Munoz, ball in. Absolutely walloped it into him. First touch was immaculate. Took it past the defender. Took a second touch. Found the back of the net.
Great finish again.
Great finish. Superb take. Superb finish to give the side a 2-1 lead. And then Rafinha's free kick in the 82nd minute. I thought it was destined for the top corner. Silerson again. I think he had 6 saves this game.
He was huge.
Man of the match for me. But it was a mini rut for Barca that I guess got overturned last night. Yeah. But in those previous 3 games in the league, it was 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss, and the side only scored 3 goals. And this is the side that scored 48 goals.
There's a key thing from that, which I'm sure you would have mentioned, but Lamine.
Yeah,
Yamal.
as
soon as the guy starts, it's just business as usual for them. So, I mean, look, the high line in the Las Palmas game and the Mallorca game showed like why it can be a con. They get caught out against Mallorca with the goal. Las Palmas, the last goal to Fabio Silva, it's just a ball, just like a hit and hope over the top. Yeah. And Fabio Silva reacts first, and because the line's so high, they can't react. Yeah. So, but going forward, Jesus, I mean, Rafinha's... He's got to be in the Ballon d'Or conversation at this moment in time.
Has to be.
I mean, his numbers are a joke. His performances and his goals are ridiculous. Lamine's assist to him, the Travella is just...
Do you see what he said about like
it was L2 or something?
Yeah, L2. That's crazy.
And then there was some quote that came out from Nico Williams about, did you see that about sleeping? It's like this guy is 17, has got the whole of Spain on his shoulders and he's sleeping.
Slept before he whipped out the goal of the tournament.
Crazy. But, I mean, that's
it though.
I saw when Fabrizio posted the final score of the game, and obviously he was talking about Lamine, and all the comments were like, look what happens when Yamal's playing. Like, it's just...
But is it... I guess this is a different totally question, maybe not even related to Barca, but like you think about Rodri with City, we think about Valverde probably with Real, a Van Dijk for Liverpool, Ødegaard for Arsenal. Is it bad, I guess, that teams nowadays are so reliant, it feels like, on one player?
That's very good question. It's a great question.
Arsenal, horrid. Like, absolutely
Arsenal and Arsenal, Man City at the moment.
Yeah. Barca.
I guess Barca with their mini collapse there.
Obviously, we're yet to see Liverpool or Real without those two players.
Yeah.
I feel like Van Dijk and Valverde, if they both go down, those sides just capitulate, I feel like.
Yeah. I think it's a great question.
It's funny, we have this modern day, we'll just invert this tactics.
We talk a lot about systems, how great systems, but it's just great players. At the end of the day, it's just great players. Like, if Mo Salah doesn't play for Liverpool this season, they're not 9 points clear.
Yeah.
They're probably not even in the top 4.
The form is in. Talk about Ballon d'Or.
He's the best player in world football at the minute, and I think everyone would say that. So it's
But it's 17 or 18 or whatever he is now. But this young kid can hold so much value to Barcelona.
Oh, it's insane. The difference in Barca when he's not there is they are, in terms of going forward, they still created chances against Las Palmas and the others. I think it was Osasuna as well. They still created chances, but it's the final ball. How many times does Lamine? He's always on the end of something. He's always whipping in across to Lewandowski or Rafinha. Well, that Travella's just... How do you see that pass?
To take that on, though, that's the third Travella assist of the year for him. I mean, that Villarreal one was ridiculous, but there's another one in there as well.
This one was the best one he's done.
I'd like this one the most, yeah.
Like, Rafinha didn't break stride. Even the finish was cold.
I think all of them are to Rafinha as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably,
The link up to I had Rafinha stats down. 11 goals, 6 assists in 15 starts. Like, that's incredible. Barca.
15 starts.
Barca scored 48 goals after last night's game.
Yeah.
So it's pretty clear that they need a score to win games of football.
They could still be second.
Against
how mental is that, by
against
the way?
a shit Real Madrid side, by the way.
How fucking mental is that? They could still be second.
Real are just that side, man. I wrote it down for a later segment. But
I don't know how that happens.
I was tempted to make a video, because for this month, I was tempted to make one of the videos, I pre-recorded videos, saying, is the storylines finally getting ripped up with City not be able to come back and Real potentially not be able to come back in the Champions League? Because by the way, they're nearly in the eliminations over the Champions League.
Yeah,
they're like hanging
they're
on.
like next to PSG.
Yeah. So I was thinking, do I make a video about that? But I look at the lead, I'm like, oh, they're going to go top.
They got Atalanta next as well in the Champions League. I think away from home.
It is away from home, yeah.
So,
but with this Real Madrid, they've already turned it around for some reason. Like Mbappe scored on the weekend.
Yeah. He missed a shit ton. Fucking hell, he missed a lot.
Big chances missed is crazy this season.
It's the
Darwin
fact that he's getting in those positions is, I guess, a good thing. But for a player of his quality, you know, that's labelled the best in the world.
It's just he said it. We'll be in Munich come the end of the year.
We're in December now. Once it hits Feb, he will score about 20 goals in a month probably, and they'll
Real 5 points clear.
Kill it, yeah.
In the automatic qualifications.
They've lost
one game in the league.
One game in the league, yeah. And they're still going to be top, and we've crucified them.
Mbappe's copped a shitload. They've had so many injuries. They've got this kid Asensio now is getting a 4-year deal. I'm hearing because of this. How does this happen? You have no centre backs left. You play this kid,
and he's quick as well.
He's a gun.
He's quick.
He's a gun. Mate,
how do they find these players? I'm convinced we're in a simulation and these guys just spawn.
Between Barca and Real.
How does this happen? How do they just come from nowhere and they play like they've played 100 games in the league?
Mate,
his second game is at Anfield and he was the fucking best player on the pitch for them.
Oh,
it's
ridiculous.
Like, what? It's like,
forget Van Dijk versus Saliba or Gabriel versus Van Dijk. We've got Asensio versus Pau Kubasi.
Kubasi, exactly.
Yeah. Take your pick.
It's just, it's outrageous, man. Yeah.
It's going to be a great
Long live this title race.
Sure,
it's going to be a banger if these two teams keep.
These two managers love to win. They hate losing.
Hold on.
And Simeone if he pulls a big boy pants on.
Yeah, well, just that whole team in general. That whole football club. Just, come on, stop. Man up. Fucking.
Stop blue-balling us.
Exactly.
Give us what we want.
Stop edging us. Stop, man.
Give us a three-way title race.
We need a three-way title race in the league. We haven't had one in a while, have we?
Since Simeone, they won last time, I'm pretty sure.
That
was the last, because it had Messi, Zidane. Yeah, that was the last time it was relatively... And they still won it.
Even last year, I mean, if you want to put Girona in there, they fucking fell off a cliff towards the end of the season.
Well, it was this point they were top.
And Barca weren't even...
They
were never in it, so...
After Xavi got his contract, then they started playing well again, and that's that ended that. But it'll be interesting. We could have Real top come the weekend, which is ridiculous.
Are they playing both their catch-ups?
I think they got midweek. I'm assuming they have all have midweek ties.
They must be playing tonight or tomorrow morning, right? Surely.
It's that time of the year, man. There's games. Yeah, so they're playing Athletic Club tonight away from home.
Ooh. That's tough.
Then they've got Girona on the road as well on the weekend. Tough fixtures.
Girona, you just don't know.
Girona,
they're edging us as well.
Girona is somewhat back as well.
It's just a league of edges. Yeah. Seriously. Just Atletico, Bilbao, fucking...
Well, we're going to our next team because they're also around the place, despite the massive loss last night.
Yeah.
Mallorca.
Jesus.
Let's forget last night. Let's just focus on the positive, which was a 2-1 win versus Valencia on the weekend. Again, one of the most boring games. I just want to talk about them in general. Rioja stepped up and scored the first goal in this game for Valencia, but then a great ball from Danny Rodriguez found Larin to score, and then Prats off the bench scored in the 81st minute. Again, another great cross coming from Sergi Darder to give the side a 2-1 win. Valencia was better in the first half. I think Mallorca did better than much in the second half. Yep. Without their big man Marici up top, I think that was a really positive result for them. They sit 6th right now, 2 points off 4th place. Got Celta Vigo, Girona, Getafe to come. So this is a big sort of month because if you want to beat a Celta Vigo, a Girona around them, that you can show us if you are a proper top 7 side.
6-7 points.
You take 6.
At least 6.
You take 6. I give you the top 8 category. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah. But if you don't win those games,
big.
I'll have to
big couple of games.
Double check.
Yeah.
It's been a funny old start.
See, we just got to see how they go. We can't really say much about them because it's just such an unknown
Them and Osasuna, they're there.
Yeah.
Osasuna 23 points, obviously in a game in hand of Mallorca. But Girona are coming, right? Real Sociedad
that Girona's it's a big game. Especially how they have Madrid, Girona.
Yeah.
So that's
big couple of weeks.
Big couple of weeks for them.
My boys Villarreal.
Obviously, Champions League's out of the equation.
Yeah, done for them, yeah.
I know we said last week that they should just absolutely go all out for both the league and Champions League, but that didn't really last too long.
After the day we recorded that. It was.
So, they just need to focus on the league now and try and just finish as high as possible. See what happens.
A lot of teams fighting for that sort of 4th, 5th spot.
Yeah.
And
really Betis and Sociedad are just kind of hanging around 9th.
They make a run at some point, right? And it's Betis.
Would you trust Sociedad or Betis?
I think I'd trust Betis.
I think Sociedad just beat Betis, to be fair.
I always just like the Betis squad.
But
I like the manager
them
as well. But it's interesting.
Vitor Roque might
cook. Talk about tempting us a few times. Victor Roque's showing some great moments, and he's just showing us some nothing as well.
Yeah,
he might be one of those wasted talent 11s in a few years' time.
Could be.
When we
redo it next year. Yeah, Ben Arthur and Victor Roque.
The Januzaj XI is going to be interesting again next season. Great timing for that. Under 23s combined 11. I'd love to see what we did last year because I reckon it'd be quite similar. I was saying to you, we haven't had many new faces burst onto the scene.
I don't think there's much change, to be honest. You could probably go back and rewatch and be 9 of the
exact same players.
Yeah.
It's something we have to tick off every year. We have to do it this week. I'm trying to buy as much time until I come back so we can start the list properly. I don't want to go away and get us started on the list and then miss.
As soon as we come back, it'll be top 10.
We can go all the way to the rest of the season.
Yeah, it'll
That's
be
going to
good.
be us. So I promise the good lists are coming. It's just January. Just give us time. Yeah. Under 23s combined 11. I went just with the 4-3-3 in the end.
Same, yeah.
Do you want to start with your goalkeeper?
I've got Verbruggen in goal.
Yeah, sure, smack bang in there.
I think we spoke about this off air. I had Trafford in last year. And that's purely just because,
English tax?
Watch Burnley. Yeah, decent fella he is. Seems like a chill guy.
Yeah.
So, I went with Trafford. But Verbruggen's been probably one of the best keepers in the Premier League at the moment. To be honest.
Plays consistently now as well.
Him and obviously Onana's had a good year. Put Keller in that if you want. So
I think you have to, yeah.
Yeah, he's been a very good keeper.
I loved him in the Euros.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I like De Zerbi, but I really hated how he would go 2 games per keeper and just keep.
Yeah, he plays like Steele and it's like
pick a keeper and pick it right. It didn't work with Courtois and Czech at Chelsea. Czech was sold. You can't have 2 good keepers.
Yeah, no.
Liverpool might find out the hard way as well.
I don't know. We've just You
can't rotate. I feel like goalkeepers. So Verbruggen with his added run on the back of a great Euros, smack him in there. He's 21, I think.
Yeah, he's
ridiculous.
He's a hell of a keeper.
Great keeper.
Hell of a keeper. Yep.
Your defenders. Who have you got?
So I've got Rico Lewis at right back. Very close to going Connor Cafu. Very close. But I just think with Rico Lewis's versatility, and he's obviously played a lot of games for City already, I've gone with Kabassi and Gvardiol as my back 2.
Same.
And I've gone Balde at left back.
We're in a very similar teams.
Yeah.
Balde,
I was thinking Udogie, but he hasn't been great this year.
Since the first, again, classic Tottenham. He had a great first 2 months and then just fell off the cliff.
Hasn't been great this year.
I was going to put Milos Kerkez in from Bournemouth.
Good, that's a good shout.
I watch a lot of him, but again,
great player.
As much as I love Bournemouth and Kerkez, I love Balde.
Wait, have you done 23-year-olds in this?
I think they should be all under 23.
Okay, yeah.
I double checked to make sure.
Arsenal fans probably gone fucking mental that there's no Saka and Saliba in here.
No.
But they're 23.
No, yeah. Actually, no, they should know this. On the Premier League Monday one, pretty sure we did one, and we didn't put any of those guys in.
They're 23.
It's under 23, not 23 and under. Oh, yeah, I went Balde. I love probably one of my favourite fullbacks. There's not many fullbacks left in world football. So
if he can stay fit, that'd be...
Yeah, I thought he was missing for ages and
that's
played
what I
last
thought.
night.
Got stretched it off. And I saw him last night. I was like...
There was a classic prayers for him on the Instagram post. He's back already.
He's back playing. He's fine.
I said Kubasi and Gvardiol. They picked themselves. I put Malo Gusto right back.
Good shout, yeah.
Okay, I got a bit of a personal vendetta against Rico Lewis. I think he's been poor this season, but Malo Gusto's been good when he's played. Going to have to play a fair chunk again because James out for another month and a half as well.
Yeah,
so
I mean, he lives at the hospital these days. So
we should do an injured 11 because Luke Shaw's injured again as well.
Yeah, even when James does play, Gusto plays left back. So
and I like the versatility.
He was pretty good.
Yeah,
so yeah, he's
very, very good.
Good player. Good shout.
I put him at right back.
Yep.
Midfield 3.
I've got Camavinga.
Yep.
I got Pedri.
Don't have Pedri.
Ooh, and I got Wirtz.
Oh, this way I got to ask the question because I've got Bellingham, Camavinga, and Wirtz.
Bellingham, Camavinga. Oh, I've got Jude, but it's last year Real Madrid where he played.
Okay, sorry, because I could have put him there as well.
Yeah,
because I've seen this come up on Instagram a lot, like today. Pedri versus Bellingham. Who do you take? Who would you take out of the two of them?
Sorry, front line. Fuck, that's a hard question.
I just say all my. I'd say everywhere on my feed.
That's a really hard question.
Pedri or Jude? Because I don't know. I would take.
There's a part of me that wants to say Jude. Like the guy was. I mean, people have him as the best player in the world for large parts, especially at the start of last year. Probably from the start of last season till Christmas, January.
Yeah, I'd go Jan.
That's one of the best players, Ballon d'Or contender.
Yep.
I would just edge Jude purely based on the fact that we've seen more football and we've seen he doesn't have the injuries in him.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's the thing.
Because Pedri's had a lot of injuries already.
For his hamstrings.
That could be an issue. But he's fucking phenomenal.
That's the thing. It takes him 3 games and he's back to his best.
Like at the Euros, he was sensational, but gets injured.
Yeah.
So I would...
Me as a person, I just like Jude, but as a football purist, I have to take.
I think as a footballer,
you have to take Pedri.
You'd have to take Pedri.
Yeah, but I just
I'm
love what
basing
Jude
it
does.
on Jude last year.
Yeah,
and it's just the injuries with Pedri. You just don't know when that hammy's gonna
go.
Pull.
Yeah,
and he's gonna miss a month, 6 weeks of footy.
That's the thing. I keep saying 2 games is all he takes. He gets up to speed again, plays 5, and then just goes again and disappears for the month.
I mean, they're both phenomenal.
But I just saw it come up, and I thought that was really interesting. Yeah, so I bet from that point, Bellingham, Camavinga, and Wirtz is my 3. Wirtz still killing it.
Absolutely killing it this year. Yeah, Ben Leverkusen's Player of the Year by a country mile, and probably Ben.
I say, but he gets lost in the Bundesliga. You've got Harry Kane, Marmoush, Musiala. He gets lost in all of that. Yeah. Kimmich. I think Kimmich has been fantastic this year.
Kimmich has been fantastic, yeah.
But he's putting up a probably better season than last year.
Probably, yeah. He's doing more work than
because no one else is carrying that load. I think.
Yeah, no, he's carrying that team. Again, Champions League again, he's sensational.
He's incredible.
He's probably been the best Champions League player this season. Maybe Luis Diaz.
Yeah, but Diaz or Gakpo.
Yeah, fucking hell. I hate saying Liverpool for every answer, but it just is at the moment.
They are the top of the Champions League, haven't lost a single game or a single point. Because no Real Madrid player gets
crazy
in.
How I'm so nervous. I hate mentioning Liverpool in this is what Man City does to you. It just avoids any confidence you have in a title challenge.
Man, he's scratchy forehead.
Grey hair soon. Jesus, fucking hell.
Let's go to our front 3s then.
So I've got Yamal on the right.
Yep.
I've got Musiala on the left.
Yeah. You did a Preston.
I did a Preston.
I
got Jude as my centre forward because, I think last year I put Højlund. But good player, but Jude can play that hostile role for the team. So
yeah, I was going to put Jude at 10 and put like a Pedri in, but I ended up just going at Endrick at the number 9.
Yeah, valid.
Big Bobby up top.
I purposely just didn't even want to think of Endrick because man just injured Canase for a month and a half.
Literally.
So
hatred, personal hatred.
Words
we'll never talk
words
about
came out that shouldn't be said in
public
about
Endrick.
Fuck it out.
But there you go. As a combined 11, that is basically the exact same.
Pretty much.
So I've got Endrick. You got Pedri.
Did you not have Pedri?
No, I couldn't get him in there
because
I committed to all those midfielders.
Okay, yeah. So that's the only change.
That's the thing. I picked. That's the whole question.
And you've got
Gusto,
and I got Rico
Lewis. So. But I don't like Rico Lewis.
Damn, you gotta. Hey, if he's done shit for City, you should be.
I know.
You should be loving him.
I think he's awful, but I'm not. I'm not.
I just think he's playing out of position, but
yeah, but the fact he keeps getting selected there by Josep Guardiola.
Yeah, Josep.
Bro's needs Mourinho arc at the 16th days.
Oh man. To be fair, quickly on, they're good on him. Like he embraced that. He was clapping off the game. Like he doesn't get that at Man City. So
no.
When Liverpool give it to him, he loves it. He sececretly loved it.
I reckon he loves Liverpool as well.
Yeah.
He loved Jurgen Klopp. I reckon he just loves it.
So after Arne Slot's penitentiary in 10, 12 years, we can move on to Guardiola and just win another few Prams. That'd be nice.
I'll tell you what. It's going to be because Pep's got another 2 years now. I think it's going to be a little rivalry there now.
Good.
Because Slot and Klopp and Pep got along too much for my liking. was no.
It was very nice.
It wasn't giving like Wenger, Ferguson, or Wenger, Mourinho. I want that back again. I want proper friendly football back.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we're kind of getting it with Arsenal City at the moment. I mean, them two teams hate each other.
But the managers we're best mates.
In terms of Chelsea, how can they get themselves into this? I mean, them and Man City have had some great games over the past sort of
4-4 last year was fantastic.
Yeah, 4-4. Even the 1-1, I think it was last year as well. That was a good game. And like the controversy at the end with the ball over the top too. I think it was Grealish and he was in, and then the ref blew the whistle. So there was a bit of tension there. So Chelsea looking all right. So Man United in a year.
Yeah, hair. We got hair. We got hair on our side now.
Yeah, you got Greek on it.
That is going to be one of the craziest videos. It is dead set. If you close your eyes, you think it's a scene.
I know. I think Mitch sent that to me. He's like, this guy literally sounds like Gru, and I was like, I like this guy. Let me have a look. He fucking sounds like Gru.
You know the thing is, people actually like Amram.
I hate it, but I mean, I loved him at Sporting.
That's exactly that.
And I loved him at Sporting.
You said that was a good call from you. Actually, our PSV and Sporting shouts have been really good.
They're good. Well, mine might fall on a cliff, because since he's gone, they got battered by Arsenal and they lost at home, I think, to some random.
Oh, did they?
So they lost. Yeah, they lost.
Oh, because the first game after he left United, they won 6-0.
They won 6-0, yeah.
So I thought that'd be good, but
then the Arsenal game, and then they lost on the weekend. So
I feel sorry for that guy coming in. That's a stitch up, man. You get
poor guy.
The pressure on your
back. Gyökeres will just one goal in 17 now.
Yeah, he literally will do that. But there you go. I don't know. Amram, that's right. Flynn said the same thing about Amram as well. He said, I hate that line.
He's just a good coach, man. He's a
give
him time. And
he's a coach.
I think, annoyingly, because...
But I hate what United fans saying we're back. We literally beat Everton. I mean, to calm down.
And even I've seen some videos already of Arsenal and Man United fans doing combined 11s. They're trying to put in 4 or 5 United players. What's going on here? You beat 2 Leicester B teams. You beat some random fucking Europa League team when you were down 2-1.
Slash. We were Slash FC.
So, but the Everton performance was very, very good.
Positive signs. Very good. There is positive
signs. Bologna Xerxes. There we go.
He literally was Bologna Xerxes. He was dropping in the holes. I was loving it.
9.5. Or 9.5, whatever he calls himself these days.
And he bought the guns out again. I was like, yes, man, that's what man. Too lot to see. Speaking of Bologna, let's go to Serie A. And let's talk about their former manager and Juventus. Another draw. Who would be
next story? They just can't score a goal.
But when they did score,
they fucked it up. They fucked it up. And Rebic, the guy was good on FIFA 20 with his footmas card or something.
I was like, wait, who scored? Who scored a goal?
Rebic. I thought the guy was still at Milan.
Or is that Lecce now, man? Oh my god.
Lecce, but yeah, just
the Juve goal was awful.
Deflection.
Can't be asked.
They celebrated like it was the fucking.
I love
the
this.
bench was going mental.
I love this Serie A, man. I love this.
Then Lecce, you see the goal, and it's just the bench just runs onto the pitch. It's fucking brilliant. Yeah. Before the goal went in, there was a fucking flare going off. They're losing. They're still losing.
There was good.
That was a game of everything besides good football, I reckon.
There was just a shit ton of long shots and no real.
Is it CONCEDE? He was half decent in that game. He was the only one.
I like CONCEDE. He did save Ronaldo's legacy in the Euros as well.
He did,
at some point.
He did.
For that, I give him some credit.
But
and the Kristovic, the striker for Lecce, man, he had a lot of chances. Just couldn't get in the back of the net. And I guess the fact the way they went up, Juve, you thought, okay, a snatch and grab here.
1-0, typical 1-0 Juve, yeah.
Don't we deserve it? They can take it and go, and this can hopefully kick them on. But then the fact they concede 30 minutes stoppage time, only 1 minute more to go, and it's just this can't be now a manager. It just has to be ingrained in this football club. This is exactly what last season was.
Yeah, this is a football club problem.
This is almost the exact same as Allegri from last season. We're critical of Allegri for that last year, but it's the exact same problem.
It is.
It's the same. And yes, Vlahovic wasn't there been there for a little bit. But Yildiz has some magic moments. Again, Conce's has some magic moments, but there's just not enough consistency in the final third.
I mean, we know what the problem is. It's obviously the forward line, right? But the midfield's an issue as well because Douglas Luiz is barely playing.
Yeah.
You're playing Thuram in there. He is an absolute sitter.
He is a sitter.
Coop Miners isn't the Atalanta Coop Miners. And, they're not getting the most out of him because they're not playing well going forward, right?
Yeah.
So, but look, they need to go into the market and sign strikers. And the only way you fix this situation with Juve at the moment, it's a football club problem, is you bring in
new faces.
Like, you just have to find bargains because they're not going to be able to spend a whole lot of money because of FFP.
They've already been problems.
I think they're still in a bit of issue with that. So they're going to have to find some good play. I mean, even Orsolini might be too expensive for them now. I mean, we were speaking off air. He should have been one in the summer. They should have got straight away.
Well, I tell you what, the simple fix for me is you go to a back three, you get Orsolini in, you get Zertsky in on loan, and you just
give
run
him
it
as
back.
much as Bologna.
You just run back Bologna, you run it back, and you go crazy. Because like, you chuck a Vlahovic up top with the Zertsky in the 9.5, Orsolini right wing back.
So at least now you got a bit of
The problem is the centre-back injury of Bremer kills him. Because they reckon they would have gone a back three if he was still fit.
Yeah, probably. With Kalulu and Gatti, wouldn't they?
Yeah, and right now they have to play Kalulu and Gatti. There's no one else left, I don't think, to play centre-half.
But still, they've been good, them two, Kalulu and Gatti.
I think you have to go to the back three, man.
Yeah, they probably
I don't think...
Do they have the players for that?
But you do what Ruben Amorim's done and just commit to it and just say, we're going to find out who sinks and who floats, sort of thing. Chuck you in the water and see what happens. Because they're still unbeaten in the league.
Which is acting like it's a crisis. Mental to say. Yeah. They're still unbeaten.
But you're not going to win any leagues or win any trophies playing this style of football the way they're playing.
They're not even going to get top 4, top 5 with this football.
Well, right now in Serie A, you need to score goals to be like, unless you're Napoli, you need to score goals to win games. Like Atalanta, Fiorentina, Inter, we know when they're at their best, they score goals. You don't have that. And as much as defence, 8 goals conceded, I think, all year.
That's
ridiculous. But they only scored 22 goals.
Yeah.
And we're like, 13, 14
even
games
Champions
a year.
League, I don't know how I think they're kind of mid-table.
I didn't write it down. But again, I don't think they've barely conceded.
They just can't. They cannot score.
I think Thiago Motta thrives in his system. Like Ruben Amorim, I'm going to keep because they're very similar sort of styles, right? Both managers have their ways. Amorim's come and committed balls to the wall, playing his style, and some really average footballers in that. You've had very similar, some very average footballers, some superstars in there, but commit to your system and say, if you're going to be good enough, you'll show me in this game.
Yeah.
But I feel like it makes so much sense. Orsolini in January.
He should have.
I don't care how much he costs.
They have to get him.
You have to go him.
Yeah. I don't think he's that old as well. So even if he's like 28, 29, you've got young talent there. Now you need to prove and
you need a leader in the front line.
Yeah, they need something.
Because you got like a Vlahovic, Zertsky.
Yep.
Yildiz up top.
Yeah, it's just not.
It's not great.
It's not inspiring, is it?
I just don't know. Who out of the young guys do you commit to? I don't like Way. I don't think he's pretty. I think he's very average.
He's a squad player at most,
yeah,
isn't he?
He's your bench, right? He's your bench. But if you can get Zertsky on loan, if you can get Orsolini, you might be able to salvage something from this season.
Yeah.
And again, we're talking like it's season over. It's not season over, but we had some expectation for this side.
They got to keep building for the future.
Because the midfield's on paper is really, really good.
Is Douglas Luiz a concern? I want to ask you this. He's got to be a concern, right? Yeah.
Not picked, injured a little bit.
There's already been talks of like Villa maybe going back in for him. It's like,
hey, I made a video.
Playing. He's obviously been injured a little bit here,
but when he has been available, he came off the bench, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Like he hasn't. He's gone with Thuram. He's gone with Locatelli over him. Yeah. He's gone with Locatelli over him.
And probably Locatelli's been the most consistent player in midfield this season, I'd say. Which isn't much because they haven't played that great.
True, yeah.
But
even Koopmeiners, I don't know what his goal return is.
Koopmeiners hasn't really hit the ground.
But again, it's the team. I mean, if he's at Atlanta now, Jesus!
How many assists? 15 assists.
That team might be an underdog for the Champions League. I'm not even joking.
They're gonna ruffle some feathers.
They are gonna. You would not want to play Gasperini
round of 16.
In that team.
You cop that one.
You're in trouble.
Good luck.
You're in trouble.
I wish you the best.
Team, yeah. No matter who you are, if you're Liverpool, if you're Real Madrid, you're in trouble.
You're in a bit of trouble. Yeah. That's the problem. Atalanta are better. Fiorentina are fantastic. Napoli are doing what Napoli do. Inter, I think, can only get better.
Surely, yeah.
So
because they haven't conceded in the Champions League yet.
So then you look at Juve and you're like, yes, there's a lot of room to improve, but every other team you can see where the improvement can be or is.
Yeah, 100%.
Juve, you're like, I don't know. You lose your captain at the back. I think that's a big loss for them in terms of their identity.
Huge, yeah. Just a leader. Just someone on the pitch.
It just looks too pragmatic and too fearful right now. They're playing too fearful. Like that, the percentage of possession wasn't that crazy in terms of the difference. But even when they do have more possession, they don't do much with it.
Yeah, no, it's
very sideways.
Very just lethargic and just slow. So, yeah, Motta's going to have to... He's going to have to do something with this team.
Fix something up.
It's not inspiring at the moment. No. It's just not.
which we thought Motta would bring across inspirational football.
The positive is they're not losing games.
No. Yet to lose a game.
But they're not scoring goals, and eventually there's going to come a month of football where they're not going to win a game. They're just going to lose because they can't score.
We said it with Juve last year. We said it with him last year. If you can't score, you're not going to win games when it comes to big clubs.
This defense won't hold up the whole year, so they're going to have to find goals somehow.
1.6 goals per game. They miss 1.6 big chances per game.
That's bad. Yeah.
6 wins, 8 draws, 4 goals in the last 5 games.
It's
quite
just
add
not.
up.
It's not even. It's not top 5, top 6 form.
No,
it's just not. Especially with Serie A this year is mental. So
you lose a game, you lose touch very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. You're where Como.
Literally.
Monza. So
it gets very difficult very quickly. A team who's on a bit of a rise is Bologna. A much needed win, but a good win at that.
Your boys?
Like my boys, Bologna.
Did you predict them to do well this season? Did you have them in your...
I don't think I did. But I hope they did well, and they're doing that. Endoy, a massive game for him.
Yeah,
won the penalty, scored the penalty in the 21st minute. Remy Freuler was heavily involved. Hit a big shot in the 10th minute, well saved. Odegaard as well, not Odegaard, but Odegaard. He was fantastic in this game as well. 42nd minute effort, well saved. But he was a key figure in this game here. Carlson missed a big chance in the game. He'll set up at Odegaard again, threw on goal and somehow hit it straight at the keeper just around the hour mark. Then another penalty. Orsolini comes on and converts that. And then Orsolini sets up Ndoye for the third goal in the 71st minute. 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes there. Killed the game off. Venezia didn't have much. Basically, the 81st minute was their biggest chance. Paul Giordano, I think Polopano, late in the game. But other than that, nothing really for Venezia. Bologna domination at home.
I mean, we had them, Venezia, going straight back down,
right
at the bottom. So, But, you can't take anything away from Bologna. They were very, very good. So, it's a hell of a result for them. And they just they were near the bottom towards the start of the year. And we thought, oh, God, this is like Union Berlin 2.0.
We're screaming that. But the turnarounds come from there. Still only 2 losses in the league, 5 wins, 6 draws. So the draw run, it wasn't great in that. So it went 2 losses early on.
Yeah.
Then it went all these draws. Then they've gone 6 wins in all competitions in the last 8 games. Orsolini, the leader of this, 6 goals, 1 assist in Serie A, 5 goals, 1 assist in last 8 games in all comps.
Jesus.
So he's been pivotal for them. And then Ndoye and Castro found some form in recent weeks. Ndoye in this game, Castro previously. So looking...
Is Ferguson coming back anytime soon?
It'll be close now, surely.
Surely, yeah.
It
was an Achilles, wasn't it? Was it an ACL?
ACL, I think.
ACL, wasn't it? Yeah, ACL.
It was about this time last year.
Yeah.
So hopefully he comes back and he brings a whole lot to this side. Chance creation.
Just his leadership in the middle. He's a skipper. So.
Orsolini, Ferguson, Ndoye in form.
Fucking hell.
Remy Freuler in the DM role.
Still got good, and he was brilliant for Switzerland in the Euros. So,
the centre half.
The core is still a good team, man.
I forgot the centre half's name. He's been very impressive. Young kid.
Calafiori 2.0.
Well, it could be. They've got Juve, by the way, on the weekend. That's going to be a massive game. Huge game at Juventus.
Okay. Because when they go to Bologna, I wonder what reception. Surely it'll be a good reception he'll get.
Oh, so it was the fullback, Miranda. He was fantastic on the weekend. And obviously, Lukumi at the back's been huge this year as well for them. But
good on him.
Since they've just been coming together, 8th place in the league, haven't lost in a long time, putting together a fair few results.
Looking good.
Maybe a little Europa League appearance next season.
Maybe. Because again, that'd be fucking incredible.
Champions League's done for them.
It just goes to show a good, stable football club.
And a good
it doesn't matter what.
They point to the right man.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what happens with your managers and your players. Mm-hmm. You have a good, stable structure at your football club. You can be fine. You can be all right.
I tell you, one place I want to go watch a game of football is Bologna. I want to sit in that home end.
That
looks mental.
It looks good, doesn't it?
I want to be in that home end.
I want to go to most Serie A. I want to go to Lecce when they're down 1-0 in the 92nd minute, and we got flares, and we got on the pitch, and we got the bench. Oh.
I love the bench reaction.
How good was the bench? Even the Juve goal, the fucking bench.
They stormed on.
They stormed on. This meant more. This game.
Yeah,
for whatever reason, it was Lecce Juventus. I just thought it was a normal Serie A game.
Mate. It's always a derby in the Serie A. So anyway, it pops up. I did write in the notes. Make sure to book a flight to Bologna. That's on the bucket list. So. I need to go to Bologna at home.
Lecce versus Juve. We will be there.
Get me for the rematch. I'll be there. Let's quickly do our final segment, of the episode, and we'll just do a bit of a wrap up of the championship and the Champions League. This is the top 10 power rankings for clubs. probably do it again another 10 weeks or so. We'll keep updating how it goes.
Yeah, this is a good little thing.
We started this thing, I think it was match week 3 or 4 in the season. It was really early on.
Very early on.
A lot of movement for me. Actually, you should have had both of the seconds in the movement.
Yeah. That was a good.
I think a smart idea.
Next time we'll
make sure we hit the movers.
100%.
I'll just start off. We're 1 for 1 in this one. In 10th place, I have to put them in. I got Frankfurt 10th.
So do I. Yep.
Yeah. Second in Bundesliga, unbeaten in Europa League.
Yep.
Sitting equal top in Europa League. Best player in Bundesliga, Marmouche.
Yep.
One of my favourite players right now in Ekatike.
Yep.
I'm loving it.
I think
they have to be there. They haven't fallen off yet.
They have to. They're second in Bundesliga. Yeah. They're playing some ridiculous football. They got one of the best players in the Bundesliga, one of the most informed players in the world in Marmouche.
Gotta be, yeah.
And Europa League, they've been really, really good.
Yeah. So. I think it's underrated to the European football, some of these clubs as well, to that consideration. My 9th place, again, another TV second in their league, on Atalanta.
Okay, I've got them a bit higher up.
I could have put them up. My heart would want to put them up, but I have to use my brain a little bit in this one here. Second Serie A, 36 league goals. That's the big one for me. Unbeaten in Champions League. Only considered 1 goal in Champions League. Yep. It's really funny. They're really defensive in the Champions League, but they're ultra attacking in the league.
And they're insane at both.
So you find a balance, you're cooking.
Yeah,
you said it.
They're a bit higher up.
Knockout stage problem, even league problem.
Yeah.
Even I think an
they could win it.
Problem.
They could genuinely win this.
Man, the manager.
He's got a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, there's something about that man. I've got them in 9th. Yep. Have you got 9th?
I've got PSG in 9th.
Okay, cool. Very close.
I've factored a lot of Champions League football into this because they've looked really, really poor in Champions League, but in their league they are undefeated. They've clear of Monaco and Marseille. After we said Marseille, we thought they could win the league, and Monaco have been good this year. And the fact that they're still unbeaten, I just think based on just the fact that they're undefeated, they're a couple of points clear of the Monaco and the pack. I thought, worthy of 9th.
Yeah. Well, I had them at 8th for that reason. Yeah. I think unbeaten is still a pretty handy tag to have on your name. Again, then Atalanta was tossing and turning. But we'll get into it a little bit, but could be knocked out of Champions League. So that is a big negative point. I think that's just a sign of the team being a very young
it's very team. The midfield is just evidence of it. It's,
literally.
A bunch of 20-year-olds.
All right. That was my 8th place team. So who's your 8th?
My 8th, this might surprise. I got Napoli in 8th.
I've got them higher.
The reason why, I've got Inter and Atalanta ahead of them because of the way I looked at it was I would rather be Inter or Atalanta with Champions League. I think they're both in the top 5 in the Champions League. Inter a second, Atalanta I think a 5th.
They'll be around
there. They look incredible and they're both up there in the league and they're only a point off. And Napoli have only got the league to focus on.
Yeah.
And I think what you just said, Atalanta and Inter, there's more evidence of it being sustainable than Napoli. So
it's a valid point.
Yeah, I've got them in 8th.
That's a very valid reason. 7th, they're a mover. I'm pretty sure. I think I had them in last time. I got Arsenal in the top 10.
I've got them a little higher.
Purely because despite all the worry I have with them, they've still managed to be in second. Yep. Only 14 goals conceded in the league, 2 goals hit in the Champions League. I think a problem with them is they don't carry this whole ego they have in the league to the Champions League. Show me a little bit more of the Champions League first before I really respect what you're doing. I still think Arteta's I said this on the podcast, how do I say it? I think he's a great manager. I don't think he's a winning manager though.
Yeah.
I still feel like until they really win something.
See it, are we? So
I can't really make it. As much as you can show me moments, show me a long, sustained, and then trophies. So 7th for me.
Yep. 7th, I've got Real Madrid.
Wow. So I think that's where I had Real early in the season.
I got Real Madrid 7th. Struggling Champions League. In the league, haven't been convincing. But to be fair, I had them like 9th. But then I realised, hold on a minute, they can actually still go first in La Liga. So I put them a bit higher up. I just think... Champions League, I put a lot of sort of things into the Champions League. I just think, they haven't been great. They might not even make it. I mean, they got Atalanta next. And, the way Atalanta are playing...
There's another tough team in there as well, I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yeah. No, they don't have PSG. I think there is another tough one in there. But the way Atalanta... And against Getafe, Real Madrid gave up a lot of chances. Mm-hmm. And if you do that against Atalanta... They will score those chances. They'll score 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. So, I've got them in 7th, but they could very easily move up very quickly.
Atalanta, Salzburg is probably Brest away. Who
They lost to Lille.
Who have been a very good team in the Champions League, Brest, so far this season. So that could be a tough final game versus them. Both teams going to win to qualify. That'd be crazy.
That could be
crazy.
Yeah, that could be good.
All right, 6th. This is where I put Napoli. So below Inter, but for a similar reason to you. But because we've seen some of these players already win. Like I in that regard, it's a little bit more subtle because we've seen De Lorenzo win a title. We've seen Anguissa win a title before. Scott McTominay's killing it this season. Conte's a winner. Fantastic. They conceded 9 goals, man. 2 losses all season. Looking very, very solid. And that drop-off I thought would have already come by now. It probably will come if it is going to come in this period coming up with those more frequent games they play. It's interesting though because they don't have Champions League or any European competition. They have nothing else to distract them. So like the Conte effect we always talk about with the energy saps and stuff like that, is it even able to come with the little games they play?
Yeah.
They get bounced out of
with Tottenham in a way. Like, did they even? I think they had did they have Europa League, Conference League football, and they barely. I mean, they struggled.
I just feel like they've been a fantastic start of the year. Again, it could go straight out of the top 10 if they lose a few in the bounce next few weeks and we come back to it. But with their Kanda, you have to have the top side in Serie A up here. So I've got them in 6th.
6, I have Atalanta.
Yeah.
Second in the league. Gasparini's one of the best managers in the world for sure. Scoring goals for fun, defensively brilliant, and doing well in both competitions.
Yeah.
So both major ones. So
that back line as well, very, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Top 5s now. I've got Inter 5.
Okay.
3rd Serie A. Only 1 loss is ridiculous as well. Yet to concede in Champions League is mental as well. The way they just continue just to find results. It's still, I'm not 100% convinced on the attacking football yet.
Yeah.
That's still, and I know it will come at some point, but we want it coming pretty soon because time's ticking a little bit. Because I feel like Champions League, they're fine. They'll get through, obviously, because they haven't lost. But in the league, as I said, if it's like a league, you slip up maybe 1 or 2 weeks in a row, you all of a sudden
they'll drop to
in
like
no man's
6th.
land.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's really important, even just psychologically, to see them up there, keep winning, keep being on this undefeated run. It's really important you stay around there. And some big games come against some big clubs. So I think we'll find, again, with a lot of these teams, but you'll find a lot about them over this Christmas period coming up.
5th, I do have Arsenal.
There they are.
I think the last sort of 3 weeks of football, ever since Odegaard's been back in this team, they've been completely different. Back to sort of the form we saw last year where they hammered Sheffield and West Ham and Chelsea at home and all these teams. So, I think Champions League as well, they're in a pretty good position. So, I think they're hitting their straps now.
Yeah. We're going to have, I think, a difference here because my 4th team is Real Madrid.
Wow.
I got them really high. So,
you still got them high up.
Yeah. Well, because they're second in the league, going to go top on the weekend, I feel like. And I feel like they might have just, despite a hit and miss performance on the weekend, with all these injuries and all the talk, I think they're going to get done still. They're still going to get to the knockout stages. They're still going to win the league, I feel like.
At this moment in time, I just think,
this might be the most...
it was clear evidence against Liverpool. I mean, they got absolutely battered.
I know.
Absolutely battered.
The Champions League form, to me, makes no sense.
Yeah. And AC Milan hammered them.
Yeah.
Like, Lille beat them. They've been... And they beat Getafe, but... From seeing the extended highlights...
No, they weren't good.
Getafe had a lot of chances. A lot of chances.
This might be the most aura selection I've ever done. This is probably with my list.
They could still be top.
I know, I think.
We just come back to
my list, though, because I've done a lot on performance and stuff. But I can't... And again, I had Real 8th, I'm pretty sure, in the first time in this list. So I've moved them up, even though they haven't got any better. But, man, they're going to go top on the weekend. And watch them win against Atalanta, and then everything's grand again. And then Vinny comes back in 2 weeks' time. Rodrigo comes back in a month.
That's how quick we could do this every week, and
it would change.
But like a shit ton.
Maybe I'm being super, optimistic. But I feel like Carlos got it. I think he worked it out.
They are slowly getting there, aren't they?
Mbappe can't get any worse, surely.
Yeah, no, he can only get better. And his finish on the weekend was proof that he's getting there. Yeah.
He'll miss chances, but surely he just starts taking more than misses. So
100%.
They're in 4th, which could be ridiculous.
My 4th is Bayern.
Why? Okay.
I have Bayern in 4th.
A few teams higher.
Yeah, look, Champions League been a bit average this season, to be honest.
Very true.
Good in the league, unbelievable in the league. Lost in the Pokal as well overnight as well. So that's another trophy.
didn't factor that in
Harry
my list.
Kane can't win.
Could you imagine it on the court?
So Harry Kane can't win that trophy. But yeah,
Don't bother the league.
Have a really good lead in terms of the Bundesliga at the moment. So they're going to be hard to stop. But Champions League's a bit of a worry in terms of how they're playing at the minute.
That's a good point.
They're not miles off, but there's vulnerabilities there, I think.
That podcast thing should change it. I haven't actually changed since last night, but okay. Well, okay, I'll get my guns, I guess. But yeah, that's a good point. That's another trophy down the drain. Interesting. All right. I went Barca third.
Okay, yep.
And then I guess you know who my top two are from that.
Bayern over Barca.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a little bit more convinced.
Even though Barca are, third in the Champions League? Top of La Liga?
Yeah. But again,
really?
So you got Bayern who will be top of Bundesliga and I think will win the Bundesliga.
Yeah, fair enough.
Again, they don't have another trophy to get because Pokal they go off on. I do like Bayern a little bit more.
The injuries Barca have had, I mean, they've had a lot of injuries.
They have had injuries, but they're just a young team.
Yeah,
they're a very young team.
Yeah, Bayern are more.
And it's sort of weird. Companies just instill me with confidence. I was slandering this guy about 5 weeks ago, but he's instilled me with confidence, man. The way he approached that game on the weekend, the way at full time, just the way he carries himself, I'm like, I've been lulled into okay, maybe you do deserve to be at this club. Maybe you have warranted this role. I think Kimmich is he's got Goretzka playing great again.
Yeah, true.
After a really off season.
They are missing Pavlovic, who started.
I absolutely loved the way he started the season.
He's a big loss.
Alphonso Davies has sort of refound a bit of confidence, not probably the form, but the confidence. I talked about Upamecano last week. Him and Kim are playing much better at the back.
Much better, yeah.
He's playing tell. He's got trust in Sane. I loved what they're doing up top with Musiala and Kane. I just like that team a little bit more than Barcelona. So I've got Bayern 2.
That's actually
Barca 3. 48 goals, a lot of goals for Barcelona.
Shocked me to be. I thought you would have had Barca ahead of Bayern.
I just like what Bayern have done. I really do.
Fair enough.
I can't really explain. It does sound really ridiculous, but no, I think this might sound even more ridiculous. I think Bayern have more chance of winning the Champions League than Barca. That's my bold take. With Harry Kane, Elise, Musiala, Kimmich, Neuer, I back them in.
I think if Barca stay fit,
they'll beat. Well, that could be anyone when they're set.
Who won between Bayern and Barca?
Barca did win, and they beat him easily as well. It was like 3-1, wasn't it? Oh shit! No, I'll back my ball.
It's fair enough.
This could be a flop list, but I've backed myself in.
What number am I on? 3?
You're 3 and 2 then.
3. So I got Inter at 3.
Good shout.
I've stuck with them still.
You're backing your boys in.
I'm backing them in. I want them to do well so bad, but yeah, defensively haven't conceded in the Champions League.
That's crazy. That's a
nuts stat. Beaten Arsenal. I swear they've beaten someone else as well. I can't remember.
City? No. They drew to City.
Drew to City when they were actually flying at the time.
Okay,
they were still doing good
Haaland
at the time.
was banging goals in.
And they could have won that game as well, Inter. So
big chances missed.
Doing well in the league. I'd probably still have them as favourites.
It makes sense too. Yeah,
makes sense just because obviously they've been there, done it. And I feel like they haven't even hit their straps yet, which is the scary thing.
Yeah.
So I've stuck with them in 3rd, but it's not convincing because I was dilly-dallying with them and Bayern, I'm not going to lie.
Right.
Bayern have surprised me this year.
That means you've got Barca 2 there.
I've got Barca 2, yeah. I think I would... Oh, fucking hell. I'd still have their front line as the best in the world.
Really?
Yeah. Rafinha.
Over
Yamal.
number 1?
Yeah, I would.
Wow, okay.
Well, I mean, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski's killing it.
Lewandowski. Yeah.
You
need to check Pedri or whatever he was.
As good as Luis Diaz has been, if you were doing a combined 11, you'd put Rafinha in over Luis Diaz.
Yeah.
Rafinha's just been on another level this year. And Diaz is right there.
Who are you taking, Salah or Yamal?
You're taking Salah, but then you're taking Lewandowski up top, is my point. So it's,
Yeah. So it's sort of it sways that way.
So, and plus, they've got Dani Olmo, who's been injured, and Pedri, De Jong.
I forget about Dani Olmo. Dani was at 6 assists already this season.
And he's been injured. So Ferran scored on the fucking weekend.
Yeah, God.
He would be like Al Chiesa, but
Yeah.
he's actually playing. You know what I mean? So
He's scoring goals.
So that's why I saw it.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I've had a flop. This is my worst list I've ever created. That means Liverpool number 1.
Liverpool number 1.
Best team in the world.
Yeah.
This is how I put it. I said it on the Monday Night Pod. Probably the best goalkeeper in the world right now in Killer.
Bro, he's up there.
You're the best centre back in the world in Van Dijk.
Yeah.
The best one of the best midfielders in the world in Gravenberch. And then for me, the best forward in Mohamed Salah. So that's why you're the best in the world. Like that, you cannot argue with me at those points. That is the most clear way to describe why Liverpool are the best team in the world right now.
Yeah,
every position you have the best.
It's been ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Watching last week, performance against Madrid, the performance against City, that performance against Man City might be bold. It's probably better than any performance we had last year in terms of how just dominant we were. Like we pressed them, we just absolutely killed them.
It was 90 minutes of just
they didn't have a shot. They had one shot. It was Rico Lewis's
Travella
attempt.
Yeah,
and it was
both things is Yamal.
Like the second half again, the only chance they had was because Van Dijk got way too casual and De Bruyne.
And that was doing it for the Instagram post.
Yeah, he was doing it for the Insta post. But yeah, I mean, it can turn so quickly, which is why I'm not saying anything about a title or anything. Like we got Newcastle tomorrow morning and Everton.
Yeah,
like how quickly can it change?
Big week.
So yeah, like you go from the highs of beating Madrid and City, but then you got Newcastle away, Goodison, Everton away at Goodison Park, last ever.
Yeah.
Derby. So that is just amplifies it, and we've never been good at Goodison Park.
I think it cooked your title race last year as well.
Yeah, absolutely killed us. So it's a long way to go. I am not, saying we're going to win anything. It is still a long way to go. Injuries can happen. I've been through this too many times.
It
started in 13, 14 in school. I was coming to school, chest out. Oh, Luis Suarez, Sturridge. Who can stop us? Fucking Sissoko at left back with a C, not Musa Sissoko. Sissoko with a C at left back. Fucking I've been in this position
7 out of 9 years.
I've been in this position too many times for us to just not win it. So yeah,
he's call him Enzo Maresca.
I'm just stay humble, eh? Stay humble, eh?
9 goals conceded at all comps this year. That is incredible.
It's ridiculous.
I
can't believe how well we've been playing.
1 loss, man. Arne Slot is a wizard.
Did you see his press conference about
Love
it.
115 charges?
Did you? Oh, fucking.
He's taken this Salah stuff so well. I'm loving it.
Oh, the way he's taken to the media has just been brilliant.
Yeah, like he's very charismatic for a Dutch person.
Yeah.
They don't normally get...
They're usually quite, boring.
Blunt. Yeah. They don't get social interactions, they're Dutch.
But he's like the perfect manager to have after Klopp. Just the way we play. He's, at this moment in time, he's found the perfect balance between his style and a Jurgen Klopp style of football.
Yes.
The perfect balance.
The weekend was a bit of Jurgen. That pressing was...
The first half was Jurgen, the second half was Slot.
Yeah. Game management.
Absorb a bit of pressure, try and get past us. Hit him on the counter.
I love those edits on TikTok. Catch us if you can.
Oh, the Arnie Slot. Welcome to the Arnie Slot penitentiary. It's him scoring, and it's fucking hilarious, man. But yeah,
there you go. There's our top 10. I had a stinker. I went Frankfurt 10, Atalanta, PSG, Arsenal, Napoli, Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern, and then Liverpool.
I think it's a decent list.
One of my weaker ones. You've debunked my list very well. That you've done well.
I've got
in this battle.
10th to 1st, Frankfurt, PSG, Napoli, Madrid, Atalanta, Arsenal, Bayern, Inter, Barca.
Exact same 10.
Just
different order.
Yeah.
See you later, City. Stinkers.
Yeah, no, that's mental,
They
isn't
can sit in 115th on my list.
No Atletico Madrid? No? Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe. Well, James need to pick up a bit. But
yeah. No, Leverkusen either.
That could be... I think that's the one that could
jump in.
Because, I think I had them second or third, or I think I had them second or third.
I had them 6th.
Yeah.
My initial list was really low.
Because I did the league winners and then the best of the rest.
Yeah,
that's what I did.
When I went really reactionary on the start of the season, I think Real dropped a game and also Leverkusen did. So I'd put them 6th and 7th. I'm pretty sure the 2 champions of last year.
Yeah, that's good fun. That actually.
We'll try to every 10 week. Keep it up to date.
It's gonna be hard with our top 10s, but
yeah, we just filter it in there second. And for the last minute, basically, Champions League last week. Any real shocks? I did promise a Champions League recap. We've done so much.
I don't think so. I think everyone won that. was expected to win. Arsenal got a very, very nice win.
They needed that as well.
Yeah, they needed that big
the
win.
Erdegaard return game.
I don't know, actually.
Obviously, Liverpool won the big one against Real.
City with the, Feyenoord.
Yeah, the biggest collapse of all time.
That's bad, man.
Got Pep saying he wants to self-harm himself. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was like... I think everyone was a bit like...
What's going on there, buddy?
Yeah. Is he okay?
Brosi doesn't sleep because he loses.
Have you seen he's not answering his phone? Yeah. In his office because he's trying to
focus.
What's
bro going to cook up?
Like, bro is like...
Bro's going to cook up a 2-5-7 or something, like some random formation you've never seen in your life. Sturm Graz beat Girona. That was a big one.
Yeah,
I thought Girona...
That was a disappointing one.
Yeah, I thought Girona would kicking.
Sturm Graz fans out there. But,
yeah, stink. No one wanted that. Oh, PSV and Tillman still cooking.
Yeah, Tillman had a banger.
Belter.
His goal was screamer.
Crazy. Benfica 3-2 against Monaco. Big win for them.
Big win for them.
Classic Juve draw against Aston Villa. Lille beat Bologna.
Apparently, did Villa get robbed? Or did Villa get robbed in that game? Like there was some bullshit VAR call or something.
The previous game got done with the BS handball as well. So maybe...
I think there was some bad call in that game.
Atalanta bombed, that's a bit of a tough word, demolished Young Boys 6-1.
Yeah.
Arsenal demolished Sporting 5-1. Leverkusen 5-0 over Salzburg. That was the day of the most goals ever in the Champions League. 6-0 Lecce over Sparta.
Jesus.
Bratislava nearly beat Milan 3-2. Captain America to the rescue. And then Bayern Munich beat PSG 1-0. And that was the battle of who will drop out of the playoff zone. So
I just want to quickly look up Bayern versus Barca. If that did happen.
It was
this
3-1,
right?
I think. So right now we've got Liverpool.
Yeah, because Rafinha scored a few, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it was 2 for him and 1
It was 4-1.
Rafinha
hat trick.
My list is done in. Somehow we got Dortmund in 4th in this Champions League table. Liverpool top.
Do we have Dortmund in our list as well?
No Dortmund, but they have not won away from home.
No, like the last power rankings we did. I definitely had them in. I had them above Arsenal.
Champions League final. We've had to have them in, surely.
I had them above Arsenal. Jesus. Fuck it up.
Well, they're above Arsenal Champions League at least. Monaco rounds out the last of the qualified spots. Then Sporting, Brest, Lille, Bayern, Benfica, Lecce, City, all in the knockout. And Real Madrid in 24th spot with PSG in 25th, Stuttgart in 27th. They're probably the only few I can see pushing back in. Club Brugge potentially and Dinamo Zagreb could produce some of the great turnarounds and be in the next round.
PSG made a decent comeback as well, your boys, after they had a bit of a slow start.
They've
had a good comeback.
Unbeaten in the last 4, I think.
Yeah. Looking at the bottom, seeing Leipzig there is majorly disappointing, man.
Young Boys gone, Slovan gone, Leipzig gone, Bologna gone, Salzburg and Red Star probably gone.
Yeah.
Girona, Sturm Graz gone.
Yeah, I think
Sparta Prague, maybe.
I think you stop it. Stuttgart and below is done.
Yeah, so it's Stuttgart, Shakhtar and PSG fighting for the final 3 spots, basically. Love to see Feyenoord qualify. I'd love
Thoughts
to see.
on the format? Are you for
I'm
it now,
sort of... I like what Arne Slot said. It ruined the win because it was a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
But it should have been a round of 16 tie.
Yeah, true.
It's too Super League-y.
Yeah, that's what they wanted. They wanted it. So
don't get me wrong.
Real Madrid wanted it. They got it, and they're barely making it.
They're struggling in it. But don't get me wrong. That's the thing though, because Leipzig, you can't get these set of Leipzig teams making it through. Because you look at this now playoff system. Most of these like teams like Benfica will get bounced out by like a City, and it's gonna be
Celtic.
I can't imagine Celtic winning a 2-legged affair to qualify, despite doing so well in this group phase. Yeah. So that's the problem for me. We're not going to see the PSVs in the round of 16. We're not going to see, I don't know, your Sportings and your Brest.
And it'll happen once in a while because you always get the shock result.
Yeah.
But
you're giving the big teams a 2-legged affair just to qualify for 16.
I didn't even really think about the 2-legged affair. I thought it was just a one-off sort of game.
I have to double check. I'm pretty sure it's 2-legged though.
Yeah.
Well, they want the
I don't really. I'm just kind of going on the fly with this. Whatever happens next is.
I was initially yes. Now I'm sort of fading back to no, just because I want to see more.
Yeah.
I want to say
I want to see
Liverpool for a final, a semi-final.
I want to see the full season first before I make any judge. I like the idea of having like big sort of like group games every week. Like you had Liverpool,
Bayern, PSG,
Madrid. You had Bayern, PSG. You had Bayern, Barca. You had Inter, Man City, which was a good game. PSV Sporting, if you want to be one of those sort of
the football
intriguing
football
sort
fans,
of but I think need to wait till the end of the season to probably have a good.
That's a great
off-season
verdict. Chat.
Yeah, it's a good off-season chat.
It's a great hour chat about the Champions League there. But there we go. We'll do Championship, but we'll cover that next week. We might do that next week.
Yeah, nothing much really changed. Sunderland
just stink now.
Fallen off.
Fallen off.
Unfortunately, because now it's the top three is Sheffield.
It looks like it's going to be all the Premier League teams back up.
Which is annoying. But
come on, Middlesbrough. Come on, Carrick.
Come on.
Pull through,
come on. Just someone.
Do something.
Rob Edwards, it's not too late. Come on.
The job's still on.
It's not too late.
But there we go. It's episode 99 wrapped up. 99 down. This is crazy. We've done this 99 times. Episode 100 should come out. I'm trying to think when I'm going to release it, but it's going to be
we'll be recording Saturday.
So does it become a Sunday release, or is that going to get lost with all the other games? I don't know. It might come out first thing Monday, and we might do the Monday pod on a Tuesday. That might be what happens. But episode 100, get excited for it.
Yeah, just a bit of fun.
Premier League draft, the ultimate Premier League draft of all time. There we go.
It'll be good.
The title of it.
It'll be good.
And I might make some guess who's in there or something like that. I'll start something else for that. It'll be about 45, 50-minute episode, a special to celebrate.
And quickly, I just remembered before you finish, I don't know if Flynn watches this, but massive congrats on the Ironman.
There's another one.
Massive
We have an
congrats.
Ironman on the couch.
Massive respect for that. So, hell of a job, Flynn.
We'll have to lift you on the couch. We need to do something.
Yeah.
I'll go play for Glory on the weekend.
Jesus. You get in, that's for sure. Jesus, you get in.
I'm your wingback. With that being said, thank you for joining us, guys. Again, make sure to check out episode 100 coming out some point soon. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. 1.5K by Christmas. Come on, let's push for that.
Come on.
And keep checking out the channel every day. There's a video, podcast, prediction video every day. Single day till Christmas.
Yeah.
So get excited about that one there. I'll see you come Monday morning then when that one releases. And I'll see you all for another video very, very soon, guys. Till next time. See you later.